Okay, great. So let's just start. Okay, it's free talk. It's really easy. Suzi Quatro.
How you doing?
Hey, do you have? Well, okay. So you've been busy. Do you have any like outside hobbies? Like
No,
do gardening?
I don't.
Do you have time? When do you sleep? When do you eat?
I'm doing all my me being an entertainer, an artiste. I am an artiste.
Mhm.
I'm about to release my 7th book. 2 of them are poetry. You can Google all that. It's on New Haven Publishing. I have out an autobiography called Unzipped, which also was a one-woman show. I have a novel out called The Hurricane. I've got Through My Eyes, which is an illustrated coffee table poetry book. Through My Heart, Volume 2, illustrated poetry book. Through My Words, which is an illustrated coffee book, lyrics. And Through My Thoughts, which was illustrated coffee book again, all inspired by the lockdown. And I'm working on my 2nd novel right now. I'm writing. We have film music we're writing. We got a production company. We're working with other acts. I'm around touring. This November, we have 5 big shows here in the UK to celebrate 50 years of Can the Can being #1.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing.
It is.
You say you're gonna do 5 shows in the UK?
Yes.
And then after that, what are you gonna do?
Oh God, what's after that? Oh, I go to Australia again in February for my 39th tour there.
39?
39th. I have the record of international artists touring Australia. I'm the #1.
Wow. I have a lot of Australian friends. So
here's another. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is an interesting fact. In Australia, because I'm just their queen there. I outsold the Beatles, right?
Wow.
And then ABBA outsold me.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah. So it worked out. A certain percentage of Australia all had my records. So yeah, it's like a second home to me. I go there all the time.
Wow. I don't know what to say besides wow. That just blows my mind. Also, so after Australia, then maybe you can come to Japan. You don't know, or
I would, if you know anybody that wants to bring me over, tell them I would love to tour Japan again. I haven't been there since, what year was it? 96 or 98? We went there and did a couple little gigs. But I'd love to come back. Yeah, I'd love to. I love that market. And I think people would love to see me there again. I had so many fans there.
Oh yeah, I told just a couple of friends. Yeah, I'm going to interview Suzi Quatro, and they were like, "What? What? Are you kidding me?"
I need a promoter to get in touch. That's what I need, and I'm happy to come over again.
I know a few people I can ask. They'll probably say like, "Yeah, well, who are you?" But, yeah, let me check that out. So, when you were a kid, I read on your Wikipedia, it says that you were influenced at the age of 6 by seeing Elvis Presley. But I read in an interview with you that you said you were impressed by the Beatles. So which was it?
2 different things. When I was actually 5 and a half, like I said, 4 girls, 1 boy, big family. And we all used to sit down and watch the Ed Sullivan Show on Sunday, variety show. And at the end, he would always bring out something for the youngsters. So I was 5 and a half. My older sister was 14 and a half. We're all watching. And on comes Elvis doing Don't Be Cruel. And she starts to scream. I always remember this moment. And I'm looking at her thinking, what's the matter? Why are you screaming? Then I was only 5 and a half. Then I looked at the TV and I went into the TV. And that was my first light bulb moment of my life. Wow. I thought to myself, I'm going to do that.
Wow.
Believe it or not, that's crazy. And he sat on my shoulder my entire life, Elvis Presley. And then when I was 14, we were watching the same Ed Sullivan Show. The Beatles came on. We went out to the phone when we were done, called our 2 sister friends and a couple other girls. And we were, screaming about the Beatles. And then one of my sisters said, Patty, she said, why don't we have an all-girl band?
Yeah.
And we all went, yeah, okay.
Wow.
And at that point, all the girls picked an instrument. I didn't speak up quick enough. And I said, what am I playing? And my sister Patty said, you're playing the bass. And that again was a light bulb moment. I put it on. It was like, well, all my friends say this to me. They always say, you look like you were born with a bass in your hands. Very natural to me. It's very natural. But it was the right instrument.
Wow, that's so cool. And then you also went in what was it? Pleasure Seekers. You supported Chuck Berry in Buffalo?
We did a lot.
How old were you?
17. I started at 14. I've been on the road since 14 years old, and I'm now 73. That's 59 years in this business. And I still have this enthusiasm, and I still love what I do.
That's great. You know, I talk to people, musicians, artists, whatever, entertainers, whatever. And there seems to be some kind of mutual thread running through them. Like, do you know who Clem Burke is? Sure. The drummer from Blondie?
Sure.
He played at Carnegie Hall when he was 14 years old.
If you're in the business for this long, you have a long pedigree, and it goes way back. And I've talked to a lot of people. I know Clem very well, and Debbie's one of my good friends. In fact, he wanted to do a couple of gigs with me a little while ago. He's a good drummer.
Yeah.
Good drummer. One of the best, actually.
I interviewed him too.
Yeah, he's lovely. He's a lovely man.
So, what was I talking about? Okay, so
you said there's a thread going through.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a thread going through, and I talk to these people, and they tell me about things when they were really like little kids, you know. Well, I don't mean this as an insult, but like 14 years old as a little kid, I think, and being on tour, or we played with Chuck Berry when we were 17. It's like, how is that possible?
I was doing all those gigs, you know. I was in the clubs I had no legal right to be in. I had to borrow identification, you know. So
well, that's illegal, you know.
I know. I called my dad from New York City. I was 15 going on 16. We had been working at Trudy Heller's in the Village.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember calling him, and my mom got on the extension, and I said, Dad, I have to ask you something. I said, I think I've found what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to come back and finish school. And he went very quiet. And then he said, Suzi, is there anything I can say to change your mind? I said, no. And he very, very smart. He very quietly put the phone down.
Oh.
Psychologically gave me that pause.
Mm-hmm.
Am I doing the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
Which is clever. He didn't get mad. You know, he just went click. So in other words, that was my lifeline cut.
Wow.
So I sat there for a few minutes, and maybe 5-10 minutes. That's it. That's it. Done. Here I am, 73, still in the business.
Wow. That's so cool. You're doing your UK tour, 4 shows, you say? And
5 shows.
5 shows? That's starting when? Until when and where?
Tell you. We're doing November 12th, we're in Cardiff at St. David's Hall. Monday the 13th, UK, the Brighton Dome. The 15th, we're at the London Palladium.
Whoa.
16th, yeah. I played the Royal Albert Hall last year. 6th, the Queen of Rock and Roll played the Royal Albert Hall. Okay, the 16th, we're in Wolverhampton. The Hall's at the Civic. And then the 18th, UK, Manchester, Bridgewater Hall. Then we've got some gigs in Lithuania, in an arena, 2 arenas.
In where?
In Lithuania. It's great there. Yep. And then, you know, then we got Australia, and we're booking up for next year now. So.
Okay. Well, I promise you, I will ask people. And I know people like, you know, former president of this label, like big labels. I can just call them up and say, hey, Suzi Quatro wants to come to Japan. What should I do? And just ask them, and they'll tell me.
fan.
They'll tell me honestly because I've known them for so long.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff.
So, so despite, I guess we're going to wrap this up. Despite your decades in the UK, I read that you still consider yourself an American living in England.
1,000,000%. My box set that was released in 2014 to celebrate my then 50 years in the business was called The Girl from Detroit City. I am a Detroit girl through and through. That never leaves you. Detroit is such a strong, vibey, energetic place. You know, it just stays with you your life. And I get all my musical tastes from there and my energy. And, you know, there is a Detroit feeling, I have to say.
In Detroit, you are, well, not just Detroit, but, you know, there you are the inspiration for so many bands, and there's so many female bands from Detroit now.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, actually, I basically only play female bands on the radio.
Right.
Because all the other DJs, they're living in the past. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even do gender. I've never done gender. I've never thought of myself as a female musician. I've always just said I'm a musician, you know. Always been my attitude. If you got a problem with it, that's your problem. It's certainly not mine.
Wow. So, okay, Suzi, do you have any last words or last messages for your Japanese and your American UK audience?
Yeah, let's have a campaign to get me back to Japan, and a campaign for me to do an American tour. That would be fantastic. I want to go back to both those places very badly. Look out for my new stuff coming out. Uncovered is out right now. Listen to my new albums. It's some of my best work. And thank you, everybody, for sticking with me for as long as you have. Thank me for sticking with me. I'm a Gemini.
Wow. So when if you have a new record or whatever, send it to me. And I'll definitely play it. I don't mean send me the physical record. Just data is fine. MP3 is fine.
Okay.
And then I'll play you. And I told the boss from Sheena's Jungle Room, that's WFMU. Are you familiar with that station?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was just like, wow, I can't believe you're going to interview Suzi Quatro. Have her say you're listening to Sheena's Jungle Room. And I said, okay, don't worry. Leave it to me. And he keeps calling me and saying, did you do the interview yet? Did you do the interview yet? No. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Suzi Quatro, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll speak again. Send me an email. Tell me that you want the stuff, and then I'll see if somebody can send you what you need. Okay.
Okay. And anytime in the future, if you're gonna do a tour or you're gonna go somewhere or you want to announce something, just send me an email. And because I don't have a job, this is what I do for my job, so I can record an interview with you and put it in magazines and things like that.
Hey, let's do it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Suzi.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.